Empty Cradle is a decent film. This was released in 1993. It's directed by Paul Schneider, written by Rebecca Soladay, and we have a cast including Loughlin, Kate Jackson, and various others. And I wanted to watch this for Loughlin, but it's absolutely my kind of story. It's definitely a film I would have watched had I discovered it randomly anyway. A woman gives birth, but then when she wakes up, she's told that actually the baby didn't make it. But something doesn't seem quite right. She doesn't believe that the baby died. Is there more to it than that? I'm not going to say, but there is more information on IMDb. I suppose technically I could tell you what might be happening, but just in case you don't want any more information, I won't spoil it, but IMDb's description does go into a little bit more detail, just in case you need more to decide whether or not you want to watch it. It is based on a true story, or inspired by a true story, and I'll mention the name of the person involved in that true story at the very end again, just in case you don't want too much information up front. And in general, I'd say it's a decent story. The first half is very well paced. The second half, not so much. It really slowed down. It definitely wasn't as engaging the more the film went on, but I never felt bored, but certainly the quality isn't consistent. That being said, there are a lot of emotions in this throughout the film, which, as one can imagine, easy to feel Jane's varied emotions, which definitely helps to make it a bit more of an immersive experience. It's easy to feel like we're there on the journey with her, which makes it a little bit more emotional. Really great performances, really well written, believable characters with believable emotions, decent camera work, good lighting, a good use of sound. It's not as intense as I hoped it would be, it's not as thrilling, and it's not quite as emotional. As I said, there are still a lot of emotions in this, but it wasn't maybe as heavy as I expected, and some people might prefer that, but if you are looking for a really intense viewing experience, it's not likely to be this film, but I ultimately still enjoyed it. It was generally a well-handled narrative. The characters are well written, the performances are great. It's a decent story, and if it sounds like a film for you, then I'd say it might be worth watching. And as I said, I would mention the name of the person whose story on which this is based, and this is Norma Jean Armistead. So if that name means anything to you, then that will give you a bit more information about what this is potentially about, and certainly it's a fascinating story. It is moving, it is emotional. It's not as heavy as it could have been, or as emotional as it could have been, but ultimately, Empty Cradle is not a bad experience.